Hey, my feel good friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm going to be honest with you right now, okay? Buckle up because I'm currently recording this podcast episode from Brett's parents' house, okay? We have had kind of a crazy year, my friend. Since the beginning of 2022, we have gotten engaged, we've gotten a new puppy, we've sold our home, and we are now pretty much homeless, living in Brett's parents' house, puppy sitting for 6 weeks while they go on a crazy adventure to the Faroe Islands, and we are renovating our van, right? So I had to give you this quick little life update. Maybe I'll record a whole podcast episode about it. Who knows? I don't know if you want to hear that stuff or not, but I just had to share that with you because currently there is a new puppy. He's about to start dreaming, it looks like, sitting underneath me. We have 4 other dogs here. Our other 2 dogs, Tarkin and Stan, and Brett's parents' dogs, as well as a cat, which Stanley is a terror when it comes to this cat. I feel so bad. And Brett is currently out in the backyard doing something with power tools and wood. And so I don't know. So I just had to give you this warning just in case I start recording this episode and something goes haywire. Because, hey, that's how life is. But anyway, I'm super excited. You know me, I'm such a nerd to talk about today's topic because it's one of those nerdy strategy things I absolutely love to get into the nitty gritty details of and deep dive with you and share actionable tips about. We are talking about customer testimonials. Okay. And I'm going to be sharing not only what the heck I'm talking about, why this is so important to share in your brand's content, but I'm also going to be sharing my 5 favorite tips for how you can share this in your brand's content, right? Because while this topic might be one of those things that maybe you don't think is a big deal, or maybe you think is pretty straightforward, or maybe you think it's a little confusing, or maybe you're kind of scared to share customer testimonials online, no matter what it is, I get it, my friend. And I do think that this episode is going to be helpful no matter where you're at when it comes to sharing customer testimonials. Okay, so this is an episode where you may want to grab a pen and paper. Believe me, I'm going to be sharing my, I was going to say 3 favorite questions to ask, how to ask the right questions to get a good testimonial, but it's actually 9 questions. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing 9 questions for how to get testimonials from your ideal customers that will help you in your content creation process and share testimonials that are actually converting, right? As well as, that's just tip number 1. I'm going to be sharing 4 other tips talking about all the different things. So go grab a pen and paper, my friend. Let's go get down and dirty with customer testimonials. Hey friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. Are you ready to easily create social media content that feels on brand and looks beautiful without breaking the bank or wasting your precious time? Our new brand vibe bundles are here, my friend. These digital bundles will give you everything you need to easily show up on social media with cohesive content that feels like your brand. You simply have to choose the bundle that best fits your brand's vibe, and you'll be on your way to posting with ease. Check them out at feelgoodsocial.com/brand-vibe-bundles. Each of our differently branded bundles includes 80+ customizable Canva social media templates, 6 Lightroom presets for easy one-click photo editing, 30 in-depth social post prompts, plus a guide to your brand vibe with a description of your vibe's personality, power words, and additional suggested color palettes, font pairings, and graphic elements. I know these bundles are exactly what you've been looking for to finally show up consistently and cohesively on Instagram for your brand without breaking the bank or wasting your precious time. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/brand-vibe-bundles and you'll find all the information there. All right, my friend. So when it comes to sharing customer testimonials online, like I said in the intro, people have different feelings about customer testimonials, right? Some of us might just think that they're pretty straightforward. And you're like, yeah, why do I need this episode? Well, believe me, my friend, I'm probably going to be sharing ideas with you for how to share customer testimonials that might be helpful or freshen up your testimonials a little bit, right? But you may be one of those people who are like, maybe it's kind of confusing about why you really need to share customer testimonials online. Or maybe you're one of those people who, I definitely went through this. Believe me, I'm definitely one of those people who shies away from sharing the great feedback that I get from my clients online. If it feels a little scary to you for whatever reason, we're going to be tackling that as well. So the first thing I wanted to start out with is, what am I talking about right now, right? Just in case you're wondering, what the heck is a customer testimonial, Kinsey? I'm going to tell you. It's basically just sharing the feedback and or testimonials that you ask for from your past clients online, right? Whether it's slapping them on your website or turning them into content for your blog or social media or whatnot, right? It's basically just sharing the feedback that you have gotten from past customers and clients about working with you or about your products in a way that allows potential customers to want to buy from you or work with you or do the same thing that your past clients have had, right? So it's pretty straightforward when it comes to that, but we're going to dive into the nitty gritty of like what this can look like, right? But also, why is this so important? Okay. Because if you're anything like me, I laugh because I don't mean to like poo on anyone's customer testimonials. I definitely don't want to like poo on my own testimonials or anything like that. Like, I am so grateful for the amazing feedback that all of my amazing Feel Good Social clubbers and clients and all the different stuff. Like, I'm so grateful for all of the testimonials and feedback that I have gotten from my past customers. However, I will say, if you're anything like me, you may kind of see people posting customer testimonials on Instagram and kind of think, well, this is boring, which I'm a 7, and that's very blatant. And once again, I have to reiterate how freaking grateful I am and how much I love receiving customer testimonials and feedback and sharing customer testimonials and feedback for myself and for my brand. But, sometimes I always think like, if I'm sharing it and someone else is like looking at this customer testimonial, like, what are they getting out of it, right? My brain goes to kind of naysayer mode where I'm like, why will other people care about this? Like, I know I care about this, but why will my ideal customers who I'm sharing this with care about this testimonial? So here's why we should definitely be sharing customer testimonials on our website, in our emails, and in our social media content, right? Number one reason is that it actually provides social proof for potential clients. So even though you may think that other people aren't even reading your customer testimonials that you're sharing, or they think it's boring or whatever, it actually does do a lot to provide social proof for your brand and help solidify purchasing decisions for your new customers. Okay. So if you just provide customer testimonials, it makes your brand look more legit. Let's get real here, right? There are a lot of people creating businesses and marketing them online, right? And, there are definitely skeptics out there who are like, is this person for real? Can I trust this brand? Are they actually doing what they're doing? Are they actually working with people? Or are they just kind of pretending? There are definitely naysayers and skeptics out there. I can definitely fall into that mindset sometimes, right? And so if you do provide customer testimonials and share them frequently, it kind of makes your brand look more legit, which is important. It also helps your potential customers envision working with you, right? So if they read a customer testimonial from a health coach and they're a health coach, and then they've been wondering if you work with health coaches or if you're the right person for them, that's going to help them be like, oh yeah, this girl works with health coaches or whatever it looks like for you. So sharing your past customers' testimonials can help you gain new clients that are very similar to them and helps your clients envision being like, oh yeah, she helped this woman solve this problem. And that's the exact problem that I need help solving, right? And then the other reason too is that it totally solidifies their purchasing decision. It can make them stop waffling when it comes to, oh, should I hit buy? Should I hit yes? Like, should I actually work with this girl or should I buy this thing? And be like, oh, heck yeah. Like, it makes them feel better about their big all caps yes to saying yes to buying from you, right? So that's something that I wanted to bring up too, is like often customer testimonials that we share online in our content are probably not going to perform as well as the rest of your content, right? And I'm putting perform in quotation marks because like what is a good performing post, right? But how you measure success of posts based on like likes or engagement or reach or anything like that. Often our customer testimonials won't perform as well as other content, maybe educational content or how-tos and stuff like that, right? But it's performing in a different way because it's speaking directly to those people who have been waffling, trying to decide, should I work with this girl? Or trying to decide, should I buy this thing? And then when they see a testimonial, they're like, oh yeah, okay, I hear you. I'm going to buy it. That is how people react to customer testimonials. It helps them solidify that purchasing decision. And it often doesn't get very great engagement because one, people don't really know what to comment on testimonials often, you know what I mean? Two, often their next step after seeing the testimonial is going to your website and actually hitting that purchase button instead of liking it or commenting on it or doing whatever, right? So it's actually converting in a way that's a little bit more difficult to track, but it still serves a really, really important purpose, especially for potential customers. Now, the second reason that it's really important to share customer testimonials on your website, in your email, and in your social media content is because it actually helps you to nurture your relationship with your past clients as well, right? Not only does it help you gain new potential clients and speak to your new potential clients, but it also helps you nurture that relationship with those people who have already purchased from you, which is amazing because number one, it gives them a shout out for the kind words that they have given you, right? So if you ask your past client for a testimonial and they take the time to type up like kind words about working with you. This is how she helped me, or, oh my gosh, this product was amazing. This is how it changed my life. This is how it made me feel. If they take the time to give you positive feedback and or an awesome testimonial, you are giving them a shout out and being grateful for the time that they took to give you those kind words. Like, it makes me so sad when some of my clients have like amazing testimonials and feedback from their clients and they are afraid to post it online because I don't know, they feel like maybe they don't think that their customers want to be put in the spotlight, whatever it is. But it's like, no, your customers took the time to give you this amazing feedback and you are saying thank you to them by sharing it. You're showing gratitude to them by sharing it. The other reason it nurtures your ideal customers is because it actually reminds them what a great experience they had with you. We have all experienced that amazing, amazing product or person who we've worked with. But then after a few months, you start to forget what that experience was like, right? It starts to become like normal. You're on to new and other things. And so people like, firstly, okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I feel this in my soul, my friend. If you're one of those people who you don't believe your customers great, amazing feedback and testimonials when they give it to you, I want you to pause right now, take a deep breath, and go back and read their amazing testimonial and or feedback that they gave you. And I want you to tell that naysaying voice in your mind, stop questioning the legitimacy of the testimonial. Force yourself to believe it, my friend, because you don't it's just the negative Nancy voice in your head. You're making up a story that they didn't believe it when they wrote that testimonial. Okay. And you have absolutely no reason to think that they would make something up. Okay. And so force yourself to believe that. Go back, read those words again and again and again, and tell that negative Nancy voice in your mind, no, this customer loved working with me. Look at the amazing work that we did together. The experience was awesome. Look at the results that they got. Look at how helpful this was and how much it changed their life. I did that, right? Remember to live into these testimonials and truly, truly believe them. Okay, I just had to say that because I've definitely been one of those people who the negative Nancy voice and the storytelling voice pops up in my head. And they're like, but they didn't really mean it. Oh, they're just trying to be nice. It's like, no. You have no reason to think that other than like the little voice in your brain that is always going to limit you in life. Okay. So truly try to combat that. Talk to it. Tell it it's wrong. And let's move on. Okay. So what I was going to say is, if you do share your customers' past testimonials, not only does it give them gratitude for giving you amazing feedback, but also it reminds them what a great experience they have had if they have happened to, if it's dulled over time, right? Like it just reminds them and they're like, oh yeah, she was amazing to work with, right? Which then leads into, it could possibly prompt them to rehire you because remember, we don't always just have to be one and done with clients. A lot of people do a lot of different things where they might want to buy the same product again or buy a different product from you and or work with you on another project and or revamp a project or something like that. So they could possibly hire you again or definitely recommend you to friends who could also use you. So it's super awesome to share this because it not only does that, but you could actually gain more work from your clients who you are highlighting. And then the final reason that it's awesome to share customer testimonials and especially tag them and talk them up in your Instagram accounts or social accounts is because it highlights them on your social media accounts. And this is something that I really want you to reframe if you're like, well, I don't want them to feel like I'm putting them in the spotlight or whatever. I freaking love it when people who work with me share Feel Good Social. Like, I love it because I am getting more visibility via them, right? By you sharing your past clients and customers on your social media accounts and especially tagging them in your posts, the people who see that post could then find your past customer through your post, end up following them and all that jazz, right? It actually helps them market themselves while you are also marketing yourself. So it's kind of one of those collaboration things too, right? You're all helping each other and you're all supporting each other. And by working together, we're all going to lift each other up more. Okay. So it's actually really, really valuable for your past clients for you to share their testimonials because their visibility will get boosted as well. Okay, I don't know even how long I've already spent talking about this customer testimonial episode. I was thinking about making it a mini-sode and I was like, no, Kins, you are definitely going to talk for way too long about this because I like to get nitty-gritty about this stuff. But that is the what, that is the why. Let's move into the how. I'm about to share my 5 favorite tips for how you can share customer testimonials for your brand's content. Real quick, have I invited you to join the Feel Good Social Club yet? Oh man, my friend, I would love for you to check out our new monthly membership for down-to-earth entrepreneurs who are ready to create content with ease, actually show up and strategically market your business online every month, and also make friends with rad down-to-earth entrepreneurs who are just like you, who get it, who are in the posting trenches with you, and who are ever ready to give you a friendly air high five or kick in the accountability booty whenever you need it. The Feel Good Social Club is where it is at. Check it out, feelgoodsocial.com/club. In the club, we have a content library full of Canva templates and tutorials and resources to help you make content creation as easy as possible. We also have monthly content planning workshops where we all come together and talk about the upcoming month's strategy for our content. And we also have community forums where you can get together, ask questions of other club members, brainstorm ideas, ask for feedback. So definitely check it out, feelgoodsocial.com/club. Our Feel Good members are seriously some of the most amazing people that I have ever met. And I would love for you to join us, feelgoodsocial.com/club. Check it out. Join today. We would love to see you in there, my friend. All right, let's dive back into today's episode. Okay. So tip number 1, my friend, Ask the right questions when you are asking for customer testimonials. Okay. So there are a lot of different ways to ask for customer testimonials. You can email them. You can ask for them to type up responses back to you, maybe send voice memos or maybe even do a video headshot testimonial, which is awesome. Video proof is great too, right? There's a whole strategy behind asking for customer testimonials. But the most important thing that I want you to think about when it comes to how to gather customer testimonials are the questions that you are prompting them with. When you're asking them to give a testimonial, make sure that you're giving them guiding questions that is going to help them give you responses that are the most compelling and interesting for your purposes, right? So here is how I want you to think about. When you're requesting customer testimonials from your past clients and customers, I really want you to ask questions that are going to help you tell the transformation that they experienced when working with you or through buying your product. So what I mean by that is think about questions that are before, during, and after. This is the transformation that they experience, right? So this is where you might want to get out that pen and paper, my friend. I'm about to share 9 questions with you that you might be able to ask people. And before I do share these 9 questions, I'm not saying that you need to send your ideal customer all 9 of these questions, right? It might be a little overwhelming, definitely, depending on your industry, depending on who you work with, how you work with them, all that different stuff. It might be okay to send people like literally a 9-question questionnaire after working with you, and they might be willing to fill that out. However, remember to respect your customer's time and capabilities of giving you a testimonial and feedback, right? And so you may want to shorten these questions or squish them together or cut it down to 3. I think 3 questions for prompts is a really great starting place sort of thing. But here are a few things that you can think about when formulating the questions that you're going to ask your ideal customer for a testimonial. Okay, remember the transformation. We're going for that transformation before, during, and after working with you and or buying from you. So before, questions to think about and possibly ask your ideal customer. What were you struggling with before you started working with me? How were you feeling in your life before you started working with me? And what specific problems were you needing help solving before working with me? Right? Those are kind of before questions. We're establishing where your customer was at in their life before they worked with you, before they bought from you, and how they were feeling in that time, right? And you'll notice that every one of these segments of questions have a feeling question because emotions are important to speak to. And me as an Enneagram 7, a head triad, I often do forget about the emotional side of things, right? So it's always important to remember to ask, how were you feeling, right? Because emotions are powerful, especially in selling. Okay, during questions, right? So during the middle, the nitty-gritty guts of working with you. A few things to ask. What was your favorite part of working with me? What was the most helpful part of working with me? How did the experience of working with me feel for you? Right? So we're kind of establishing like, what was the best part? What was it like to work with me? And then the after questions, how has your life improved since working together? What results have you seen after working with me? And how do you feel in your life now? Okay. So I'm not saying you need to use these specific questions. You definitely don't have to send 9 questions to your ideal customer. You could even maybe kind of squish some of these questions together to make them look like 1, but really it's like 2 questions or 3 questions squished into 1 or something. But what I'm saying is that definitely like give them prompts and give them questions that are going to really dive into the specifics of the before, during, and after of working with you and what specifically they were struggling with the most, what they found to be the most helpful, and what results they got and how they feel about their life now, right? Okay. So tip number 2, when it comes to sharing testimonials for your brand, and now we're finally getting into the sharing content creation part of it. So this is one of those things that I see a lot of people doing, and it might be a permission slip that you need. But I really want to encourage you to split your testimonials up. Okay. And I don't mean split them up, like share one customer's testimonial, then share another customer's testimonial, then share another. No, like that's kind of obvious, right? I mean, you totally could create like a carousel post with multiple testimonials. There are so many different ways to share testimonials, and there really aren't any rules. But something that I see a lot of people doing is like sharing a long ass testimonial from their one customer, sharing the entire testimonial that the customer gave you in one foul swoop, right? And you do not need to do that. Okay. It's kind of overwhelming for people, especially in social media content. Our attention spans are freaking non existent pretty much at this point. And so it's totally okay if you receive a testimonial from your ideal customer and it's like 2 paragraphs long or more, to split that testimonial up, right? So pick out like a few really powerful sentences and share those sentences like individually in different posts, like a month apart or like 2 weeks apart or something like that, right? You don't have to share the whole testimonial at one time. Like, there's nothing wrong with splitting it up and picking out the powerful, compelling statements, right? And there's also nothing wrong with reusing the same testimonial again and again, okay? You can totally share one customer's testimonial multiple times within a month. You could even share like the exact same part of the testimonial every 2 months or something if you wanted to, however you want to spread that out, right? But it's okay to reuse content and reshare content and use the same testimonial again and again and again. And it's also okay to split the testimonial up into kind of different topics, different paragraphs, different just powerful, compelling sentences, right? And make the testimonial work for your brand and your content. And I just don't know if a lot of us knew we had permission to do that necessarily. So I had to say that. A few things to think about when it comes to how to split up your testimonial are, what are the most compelling parts of this testimonial, right? Are there like certain sentences that just like you read it and you're like, yep, that would speak to my ideal customer, right? That would be a standout sentence I could just share as like a quote looking post on Instagram kind of thing, right? There might be a few of those sentences in the testimonial, and that's awesome. Share them separately. That's amazing. Use it all, right? But separately and or together, whatever it looks like. Another thing to think about are the themes within the testimonial, right? So like maybe you want to write a post that's like speaking to a specific problem, struggle, pain point that your ideal customers have. So you just want to use the paragraph about the specific problem, pain point that they had, right? Or like include that part of the quote, right? Or maybe it's like, you want to write a post about your process of working with you. So you want to choose the testimonial, the part of the testimonial that's talking about their experience working with you. And, or maybe you want to speak to their desires and the transformation and the results. And then you choose that testimonial, that part, that theme within their testimonial, right? So think about the themes, think about specific compelling sentences or paragraphs. And then also think about, can you use a certain part of the testimonial for a specific purpose in your content and or on your website, right? So this is kind of what I meant by themes. Like if you want to create a post that's talking about your process, then choose that part of the testimonial, right? If you want to create a post that's like highlighting results that you get for your ideal clients, choose that part of the testimonial, right? But another thing to think about too, and this is specifically something that I've been actually implementing for Feel Good Social Club's sales page on my website. I've been redoing it lately. And, I definitely share lots of like screenshot testimonials throughout my sales page for the Feel Good Social Club. If you want to see how I use them, head to feelgoodsocial.com/club to check it out. But, I have several sections where it's just like testimonials, like slapping you in the face, like tons of them, right? But then I share a few testimonial screenshots like individually, and they're kind of very intentionally placed. So for example, there's a part of my sales page where I talk about, is this worth my time, right? Or like, will I get a return on investment of my time? So I'm going into yes, this is going to save you hours and hours of trying to start from scratch when it comes to writing captions and creating templates for your brand and blah, blah, blah. Like I go into all of the things of like how much time this club will actually save you. And for sure, it's worth your investment of time because you'll get all that time back, right? And then underneath this little section, I have a screenshot testimonial from one of my clubbers, Lindsay, who posted a comment on one of my Instagram posts when I was talking about the club. And she said, yes, not only will you get like all of the stuff, but you'll also get hours back of your life and save the brain power and anxiety that you're spending trying to think like, what the heck should I post about? Is this post working? Like, is this compelling enough? Yada, 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 right? So I have a specific testimonial screenshot from Lindsay that's speaking to the time pain point. So that's where I included it in the Feel Good Social Club's sales page, right? When I'm talking about time, because it's just complementing that section. So think about that stuff when it comes to your website, your emails, and your social media content, right? That's totally something that I could use specifically and intentionally when I'm wanting to write a post about how much time the Feel Good Social Club will save you. I would slap, Lindsay's screenshot on a cute little template, which, by the way, are available in the Feel Good Social Club. Canva templates that are customizable for your brand. For testimonials are available in the club right now, guys. Just saying. But, that's something that I could use intentionally and purposefully, right? So think about that when it comes to using your customers' testimonials. And you can totally split them up. It doesn't have to be the whole shebang. Okay, my friend. The third tip that I have for you when it comes to sharing customer testimonials in your brand content is to think about sharing from other feedback sources. Okay. So, often after someone buys our products or works with us, we will send them a request for a testimonial, right? Like after the project is complete or after they've purchased a product from us and they've had time to use it and stuff, you can send them an email that's like, hey, we'd love your feedback. Like, can you please take the time to write a testimonial for us or whatever, right? And that's when those questions, those prompts come into play for you. But there are other forms of positive feedback that you can totally share in your brand's content. And it's kind of what I was just talking about with Lindsay, right? Lindsay commented on one of our Instagram posts, that amazing testimonial about saving time and brain power and how the club can help you do that, right? So what I did was screenshot that testimonial and slapped it into a Canva template. And it's become one of my favorite testimonials because I just love the way Lindsay puts it. She's just like one of those word nerds like me. But, have your clients and or customers commented on any of your Instagram posts, right? Go back through and look at the comments and think, are there any that are like, oh my gosh, this totally helped me so much? Or, oh my gosh, I used this the other day and these are the results I got, or something like that. I actually have more of these testimonials than I do of just like your run-of-the-mill testimonials that I've requested, right? And it's funny when you start looking how many you actually have. And this doesn't just have to do with your comments, like your comments on your Instagram post or anything like that. This can also be messages that they send you while they're working with you, right? So maybe you guys communicate in email or Voxer or even in the Instagram DMs and stuff. And maybe they're communicating back and forth with you and they're sharing some wins that they're having or some aha moments or some ways that this has really helped them. And these are awesome testimonials that you can share as well. So it doesn't just have to be the formal testimonials that you request. It can be other forms. So the one thing I want to say about that too is just make sure that you do respect your customers' privacy, right? If you're getting, private messages from them that are sharing like wins and results that they're getting and aha moments and all that different stuff, those are awesome to share, but we want to make sure that we ask for permission before we share them in a public place, right? And or respect their privacy by, canceling out their name and just making sure that, it's not overstepping their boundaries in any way as to what they're saying, like the specifics of what they're saying, right? So ask their permission, be like, this is an amazing win for you, or, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Is it okay if I share this on social media and or my email list or slap it on my website or whatever? Most people will say yes. I honestly just always ask, and they're usually like, hell yeah, go for it, which is awesome. But it's also okay if they don't, because sometimes it is a private thing. Sometimes, depending on your industry, the work that you do, your customers' privacy, they want to keep their business private, right? So what you could do is either use the idea of what they sent you, the idea of their win or whatever that is, for the topic of a post without specifically calling them out, and or you could screenshot it and just put like like a smiley face emoji over their like photo if it's like in a messenger thing, and then like put a line over their name to respect their privacy and whatnot. There's several ways that you can share these types of testimonials and still keep your clients private, if that's a thing too, right? But don't be afraid to just ask, because it's not a big deal. And most people will say yes. And if they say no, hey, that's okay too, So yeah, just think about sharing testimonials from other feedback sources other than just like your formal testimonials. Okay, so our fourth tip for sharing customer testimonials in your brand content is to create Canva templates that you can use again and again and again. I'm laughing right now because this is a misconception that's been popping up a lot for me lately. And I'm actually going to probably turn this topic into like a future standalone podcast episode. But like, this is one of those things that you can create a template for that looks on brand for you, right? And just use again and again and again, like every week, every month for your brand's content. You don't need to start from scratch every time you create a post for your brand's Instagram account, okay? Actually, if you use the same templates over and over, that is how you kind of gain brand recognition online in a way, right? That's how people start to recognize your posts and slow their scroll. So create a just regular square post template that looks on brand for you to feature a customer testimonial, right? Create a carousel version of the template that is looking on brand for you. Create a Reels version of the template that's looking on brand for you, right? And then, every time you want to go share a customer testimonial, which could be once a week if you wanted, my friend, use that same template. Just change out the testimonial. It makes creating content so easy. This is another reason that I geek out about customer testimonial content, is because it's so easy to create, right? And your customers are doing a lot of the work for you, which is wonderful. And I love it. You know me, I'm all about the easiness, the easy peasy content creation. So it's definitely okay to create a few templates for your brand that look on brand that you just share again and again. And if you're looking for customer testimonial templates, we do have them available in the Feel Good Social Club's content library. Head to feelgoodsocial.com/club. You'll gain immediate access to our Canva templates. We have 500 plus designs in there right now, and there are customer testimonial templates and specifically for Reels too, which is amazing. We have different ones for just quotes and video testimonials and screenshot looking templates. So they're super awesome. If you want to check them out, head to feelgoodsocial.com/club. You can join today. I would love to have you in there, my friend. Alrighty, the fifth and final tip for sharing your customer testimonials for your brand's content is to write nurturing and compelling captions. Okay, so captions don't have to be hard when it comes to customer testimonials. Like, yes, you can use testimonials and write a caption that's very specific and very compelling when it comes to selling, right? So the example I shared where the testimonial with Lindsay saying you also get back hours and you get back brain power that you would have spent, being wishy-washy about your social media posts and whatnot. I could totally pair that with a caption that's very compelling and talking about like the time you save. This will save you so much time. How many hours do you spend just staring at that blinking cursor, trying to figure out what the heck to write for a caption, right? I could totally write a caption like that. but you can also just make it super simple and easy. And what I want to really encourage you to do is, one, nurture your customer who gave you a testimonial in the caption. Okay. Once again, like, sharing past customers' testimonials are a really great way to highlight them and show gratitude to them and, just increase their visibility for their brand too, right? So make sure that you give them a shout out. Make sure that you say that you are so grateful for their kind words. If you want, talk them up, share your favorite thing about working with them, share your favorite thing about their business or their life or their brand or whatever it is that they do, right? And then tell people to check them out, like legitimately say, definitely go check them out if you're yada, 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 because I know they would love to connect with you. Thank you so much for your kind words, client, or whatever it is, right? So make sure that you're nurturing them and giving them a shout out and talking them up, because not only will that make them feel nurtured, but it's also just a really great way to like show your brand's compassion and integrity, right? It's like talking up the people who you worked with and reciprocating the beautiful words that they gave you in their testimonial. And then also, don't forget to write a compelling call to action that is asking people to buy from you. Okay. This is I don't know if it's a two-way street, but it's a two-pronged approach, maybe is what I'm looking for, where it's like, say thank you to your past customer, but you're not just speaking to them. You're also speaking to everyone else who is also reading this post who may want to work with you. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to be like, do you want to work with me? Or does this sound like a product you need? Shop now through the link in my bio, or learn more, sign up now through the link in my bio, or send me a DM. Let's work together. Let's get this conversation started. Make sure that you are asking people to work with you and get the same results or overcome the same problems or whatever it is that you are sharing in the customer testimonial, right? Because this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Okay, my friend, I'm not even sure how long this episode was. I feel like this is always happening, right? Just talk and talk and talk. But I hope that you really enjoyed this deep dive into customer testimonials, why they're important, and how you can share them in your brand's content online. Like I said, it's such a great idea to create Canva templates that you can use again and again and again when it comes to customer testimonial posts. It makes your content creation process so easy. And if you want access to the Feel Good Social Club's customizable Canva template library, you can join the club today. It's feelgoodsocial.com/club. I would absolutely love to see you in there, my friend. And you will gain immediate unlimited access to not only like our set of 15 customizable Canva templates for customer testimonials for Reels. I'm like, it's like so much, right? Like that I'm saying, but you'll not only gain immediate access to that, but also all the rest of our templates, our post prompts. You'll get coaching from me in our community forums. We have monthly content planning workshops as well, where you can bounce ideas around, all the different stuff. So definitely check it out. It's at feelgoodsocial.com/club. I would love for you to join and see you in there, hun. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.